What's up, everybody? In this video, we're going to be doing a seller negotiation crash course for our motivated sellers, for our leads that are coming in and how to negotiate with sellers. And this is the same stuff we talk about with our sales team here within our real estate investing company. We're also going to be talking about some macro stuff going on. Is the real estate market softening? I believe it is. First and foremost, everybody, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. It gives us the encouragement to keep coming out with value-driven videos. Please make sure you like this video if you're a real estate enthusiast, just like we are. And let's get after it. Hopefully you're out there generating leads. Hopefully you're out there bringing in some motivated seller leads, getting on the phone. I'm here to let you know in this real estate investing business, your money's going to be made on the phone. I work with a lot of people, a lot of students, a lot of clients who that's the number one thing is just getting them on the phone. They're just kind of a little bit, I think there's a fear factor there. Here to let you know, when you're getting motivated sellers talking to you, and believe me, you got to go through a lot of leads before you find a motivated seller. You know, they need you more than you need them, to be completely upfront with you. So don't be nervous. If somebody's wanting full retail, if they're just not motivated whatsoever, then you're probably going to need to shake hands and part as friends, and that's okay. We want to get to a no as fast as humanly possible when it comes to working with sellers. But let's talk about seller negotiation crash course here, everybody. Motivation before the money. This is our first point. We need to find the seller's motivation for wanting to sell the property before we get into the money. I have seen so many newbie investors get so excited when they're on the phone with the seller and they get right into the money. They get right into, how much do you want for the property? How much are you looking to get for the property? Before we get anything, how much do you think the property is worth? Any money related question must be held on the sidelines until a few things happen. Number one, you got to have rapport. You got to have rapport with the seller, and you got to kind of, have some friendly dialogue back and forth. So quite frankly, they trust you a little bit. They know you're a real person. You know they're a real person. But then ultimately, once you got a little rapport, you want to find out the most important question of any seller dialogue is, why are you selling? Why are you looking to sell? That's what we're looking to do here, everybody. You got to have the motivation. You got to know their motivation before you get into the money. If you go for the money too quickly, it is going to put the defense mechanisms up on your prospect, on the motivated seller, and more than likely, they're not going to trust you. They're going to think you're a shark, you're a snake, and we need to discuss why they are looking to sell. Find out what their problems are, so you can assist in solving those problems. It is your job as an entrepreneur, your job as a real estate investor to solve problems. In fact, the bigger the problems you're able to solve, the more money you're going to make at the end of the day. Make sure you understand why they are selling before you get into the money. Next up, we got third party, common enemy. This is very important. And the premise of this, everybody, is don't kill the messenger. Here's the thing. When you're on the phone with your motivated seller, you're going to be offering some pretty low prices. It is our job as real estate investors to get good deals. When you make your money when you buy, not when you sell. So, no one ever got rich paying too much for anything, right? You make your money when you buy. You got to get good deals, meaning you got to make low offers, meaning you're going to get a lot of no's. You're going to get a lot of no's. We generate over 60 leads a week in our company, and we're only closing 6 or 7 deals a month. But that 6 or 7 deals is enough to make us over 6 figures a month in our wholesaling and innovation business, which I'm insanely grateful about. But we go through a lot of no's, and you're going to get a lot of no's too, because you're going to be offering low numbers to these motivated sellers. So how do you offer a low number without it being awkward? Well, the premise here is don't kill the messenger. You are going to always be resorting to a third party. It could be your underwriting department. It could be your finance department. It could be your private lender. It could be your partner. It could be basically anything or anyone who is a third party, that is the common enemy, that you are going to be joining forces with the seller against this common enemy when you are making your low offer. So you're going to basically come from this place of, hey, it ain't me, it is this third party that's making me offer so low. Is this something that you can even work with? Don't be mad at me. Don't kill the messenger. But my finance department wants to come in around blank, low number. Don't be mad at me, but my private lenders really, they're looking at some of the other houses in the area, and it's not your fault, not my fault, but they're wanting to be here at this low number. What can we do here to get this deal through? I'm on your side. It's me and you against this third party. It's the third party that wants to come in with this low offer, not me. You got to stay on the seller's side the entire time. That's extremely important. So it's never your fault. Don't kill the messenger is the premise of bullet point number 2. Number 3 here, everybody, contract walkthrough. This is insanely important. Let me just tell you, when you are working with motivated sellers, especially when you're buying houses over the phone, and that's what we teach people how to do, is buy houses over the phone. That's what our sales team does. We have 3 full-time acquisitions reps, and we're getting deals right over the phone. We're in 11 different states right now. Well, that means you're going to need a digital signing contract platform. I mean, we use something called Dotloop. You could use DocuSign. You could use any number of, signing contracts digitally type of software. Find one that works for you, but you're going to need to go through these contract agreements with the sellers over the phone. This is insanely important here, everybody. Meaning, don't just blindly send contracts to sellers over the phone and say, okay, well, this is what we talked about. Okay, great. You said you'll take $100,000 for the property. Let me write that up and I'll send it to your email box for you to review on your own. What's going to happen is the seller will review it, but most people don't really like to read. They get overwhelmed. They may see a word they don't understand. As soon as they don't understand something, they're going to get nervous. They're not going to want to sign it. You need to go through these contracts with the seller directly. You need to go through it, maybe on a Zoom call. Maybe you just send it to their email and go through it over the phone. But this is going to increase your closing percentage drastically because you're there to kind of smooth over any questions they have so they're ready to sign right there over the phone, right? If you just send these contracts to somebody's email, 2 things could happen. Number 1, their defense mechanisms could come up because maybe they're not understanding something, or they could go shop you. They'll go shop your deal, right? You just send them a contract. They know you're willing to give them $100,000. Well, now they take your contract to your competition and they say, hey, can you do any better than $100,000? That's what happens. This is the real world. So don't blindly, willy-nilly send contracts to motivated sellers. Go through this with them over the phone. Get it signed right over the phone. And then finally, urgency, everybody. Now, there's a lot of news. We are not big news watchers within our organization, within this channel. We're not big political. We're not into any of that. We're all about real estate. We're all about investing. We're all about making money. And there is a lot of stuff in the news that could be construed as pretty negative, right? So we need to use this news or anything macro, any macro event to our advantage when we're negotiating with sellers. So I want to share some data with you that we have found, and this is kind of what you want to do to create urgency with sellers, because a lot of the sellers, you may not be into watching the news all day, but a lot of these sellers probably are. So they're hearing headlines. They hear things like, oh, interest rates going up, things like that. Well, use that to your advantage. When you're talking to the seller over the phone, let them know, hey, I'm sure you've heard interest rates going up. This is like, softening the real estate market. We need to hurry up and get your deal through. We can't procrastinate here. We can't sit around and think about it. Things are changing all the time. Go back to your third party. The underwriting department is changing things all the time. Let's hurry up and get this deal done before they change their buying model or their funding model. Because again, these interest rates are going up, inventories increasing, more houses are coming on the market. It's softening. And you can even share this. And by all means, screenshot this and share it with your sellers. Check this out. This is just a couple months ago, April 24. Tampa, Florida. Check this out. For sale inventory has increased year over 50%. This is crazy. Orlando, Miami, Jacksonville, Florida's just getting hit, right? Inventory is increasing in these places. We got Georgia, Texas, California, all these places. Here's the thing, everybody. This is what I noticed. Yes, inventory is increasing. Yes, that shows a softening market because less people are buying. That's why more and more houses are increasing to come on the market. Look at all these states, though. These are the expensive states, and this just reiterates our thesis of sticking with affordable housing, especially for our buy and hold portfolio. You have more exit strategies when you're targeting the affordable markets, which we are very bullish on. Here, I live in Ohio, and we target states like Michigan, we target states like Indiana, and places with more affordable housing because there are more exit strategies. It's not always just a flip. Some of the stuff you can actually purchase and keep and still create a positive cash flow. But look at this. For sale inventory is increasing all over the country. This is a good one. It shows the buyer sentiment and seller sentiment. That's like the mindset of the sellers. And buyer sentiment, basically, buyers are telling us, buyers are saying it's not a good time to buy, right? Sellers are saying, yeah, it is a good time, but of course that's because they want to sell, right? But this is what you need to focus on is the buyer sentiment is saying it is a bad time to buy. Look at the buyer sentiment back in 2020, 2021. It was super low, right? And now buyers are getting a little bit, they're not thinking it's a good time because the rates are higher. Prices are high too, right? It's crazy time right now for buyers. And this is good information to have. And this is good information to relay to your seller. Let them know the temperament out there is bad. Buyers are we got to hurry up and do our deal together before things get worse. Final thing I wanted to share with everybody is I do follow the real estate stocks. This is Toll Brothers. They're a big home builder. This is just as of yesterday. Toll Brothers got smoked in the market. And I think this is institutions see the writing on the wall. Institutions see a softening real estate market, and they're pulling money out of these companies. They're pulling money out of, I'd like to take a look at KB Homes and like to take a look. This is just one I noticed is a big decliner yesterday. And Toll Brothers, I think things are continuing to get softer, but that doesn't mean we quit. As real estate investors, that doesn't mean we're getting out of the game. No, we got to use this information and use this data to our advantage to get better deals on real estate, to create urgency with our sellers. So make sure we are building rapport and talking about motivation before the money. Make sure we are resorting to a third party to be the bearer of bad news so they don't kill the messenger. Make sure we are going through our contracts and agreements with our sellers, not just leaving it to them to go through on their own. And then make sure we are creating a sense of urgency. Use the data around us. Use the news around us to create urgency with the motivated sellers. Everybody, check out the link below. If you're interested, for less than $100 a month, you get access to all of our paperwork. You get access to all of our scripts, and you can even coach with us for less than $100 a month. It's called our Fast Track program. Make sure you like the video. If you're a real estate enthusiast like we are, please subscribe to the channel for more content rich videos like this. I'm in the real estate office right here. This is really going on. This is the same training that we provide our sales reps. We'll help you build a team. We'll help you get your first deal across the finish line. Nothing makes us more happy than succeeding together. So everybody, as always, get out there, shake the money tree. We'll see you on the next video.